My name is Rose, and I'm a physical therapist. I live in Illinois currently. I'm not from the United States. I moved from India in 2015. And when I moved here and applied to PT schools, I did not know the amount of loans that come with it. Like by the end of PT school, I had about $160,000 in loans. And I was like, well, how are we going to deal with this? And that's how I came across Chris. It was through Instagram. I scheduled my first consultation call and I immediately knew that I wanted to work with him. You know, a lot of people, they try to get you into their plan and not address your concerns. He was very open about what I wanted. He asked me if I had any questions. He was very open about everything, and that's what I loved about the first call. He was like, hey, this is, nothing's pressure. And he was also open about how and what his rates would be, because those are always hidden. He was very open about that. He was like, hey, if we go ahead with the first and the second call, and if you don't decide to go ahead with me and decide to go with a different plan, this is how much it's going to be. So he was very open about it, and it was not like, hey, how about we schedule that 1 hour or 2 hours of call and then give you an email sending you a bill, so that was, I really liked about the call. I remember it was our second call that we had, and I had my fiance with us in that call. And my fiance's his major is in business and minor is in computer science. So obviously he learned a lot of finance and stuff too. He said that I learned so many things that I did not learn in school from Chris. That kind of gave me that confidence, and I was like, okay, I'm putting my trust I'm in good hands. I probably would be paying less than what I owe. So that was the best thing. I was like, wow, that is amazing. So I would be saving up to 30 to 40 grand in total if I go with Chris's plan versus paying all of the amount. So which one would you choose? Would you rather choose paying $120,000 in 20 years versus 200 or more, maybe more than that if I just go the traditional way? So I am getting married in October, and we plan to buy a house. I plan to start my own clinic. If I was going the Dave Ramsey route, that was putting every single money that I made, or maybe more than made, probably even taking off from my fiance's paycheck into paying off my loans, meant that I had to halt planning on buying a house, planning on buying a car, planning on even having kids. And I did not want to do that because, you have a biological clock ticking, especially when you're a woman. So I did not want to do that. As an Indian and as a wedding coming up, you spend so much money into it. Your parents and you invest so much money into that wedding because that's a huge thing in your life. And I always feared, I was like, oh my God, I'm investing or I'm putting so much money into my wedding, and is this right or is this not right? And then after working with Chris, I'm like, okay, I can't spend it. It's okay because I have a plan in mind, or I'm okay buying a car. I'm okay buying a house in the next 4 to 5 years because I have a plan now. Before I was like someone going without a plan into this ocean of I don't know, crazy debt, and I was like, wait, well, how am I going to deal with this? But then now I know that I can contact Chris, I can email him and get an answer in the next 24 hours, and he's always there to answer all my financial questions. And it's not like, hey, after those 3 phone calls, he's gone. It's not like that. He's going to work with me for the next, hopefully, 20 years. And I was like, I even had questions. I was like, hey, if I plan to start my own practice, and when I make more than what I'm making right now, how are we going to deal with this? And he had answers for that too. So it's not like, okay, hey, these are my tactics for you if you're making $80,000 or $90,000, and I don't know what we'll do if you're making more than that. But he does have a plan for you if you're making more money too. So that's awesome. Not many people have that. Even the other day, my mom was like, hey, have you started making payments? I'm like, I got this, So as Indian parents, money is the center. Okay, pay off all your debt, and move ahead with your life. But telling them that I've got a plan. Hey, don't worry about me. I got this. they are also kind of like relieved. So it's not just me, my entire family is like, okay, she's fine, she got this. Do yourself a favor and make that 15 minutes of call, because it's just 15 minutes of life that can of call that can change your perspective on, you know, paying off your debt, and not kind of like halt your entire life paying off the loans.